So in Manitoba, where I'm from, it's like the only real edible fish you can get there other than goldeye. Every year, my family and I, we go on this big fishing trip, all the dudes, 24 of us, and we go pickerel fishing. We always cook it different ways, and so we're gonna do some cream leeks. We're gonna pan sear the fish, and then Hasselbeck potato. So Hasselbeck potato is basically a potato that's been confit in butter. So we'll teach you how to do that as well.
All right, let's welcome back Chef Chris Kourous from Winnipeg. Worked in some of the top restaurants in Canada, most recently at Quetzal in Toronto.
Yes.
So Michelin-starred restaurant.
Yeah, Michelin-starred Mexican restaurant. No, I love it. It's really cool.
Excellent. So another great summery dish here. I think drawing maybe on your Manitoba roots as well, fresh pickerel.
So yeah, pickerel is something super special to me. Pickerel, walleye, some people even call them greenbacks, whatever you want to call it. It's a fish I've cooked a lot of my life, and it's really special to me.
Excellent.
So I've just done like a very simple, like French style take on this dish. Yeah. Okay, so the longest process if you're making this dish at home will be the Hasselbeck potato. So this is something you want to get started earlier on. And basically what you're gonna do is get something like a fingerling potato, and you're gonna take a knife and do a bunch of slices in it, like halfway through. Nice and close, kind of like an accordion.
And the thought is you just want the butter to be able to seep into the potato.
Yeah, so you have and then that way it's gonna be delicious. All the butter's gonna be there. You're gonna confit it in butter and you can add a bunch of stuff to your butter. You can do like garlic, rosemary, salt, like all these things, and it can really draw out the flavor of these potatoes. Yeah. So for the leeks, get your pan to like a low medium heat.
So the leeks we've cleaned, washed, and then just taken mostly the white part and sliced.
So you're gonna throw these into your pan. Hear a little bit of that sizzle, and that means you're good to go. You're cooking with gas. So I always like to use a wooden spoon. My grandmother's was like burnt to a crisp by the time she was, she had her whole life, you know?
Yeah, it's the greatest nice and gentle in the pan on the ingredients.
So here, I'm gonna get this going.
Doesn't scrape the pan, which is nice.
We're gonna be topping this dish off with some crispy leeks. So that's another way you can cook leeks. To do that, you're gonna julienne them, which is like a super, super fine, long slice. Run them under cold water for like at least an hour. It gets all the starch out of them, and then they cook a lot nicer. And then most people don't have a deep fryer at home, so you just get a shallow pan of oil try to get it to like 280 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're just gonna cook them in there till they get crispy. You don't really want too much color on them. They'll be nice golden and delicious. Cool. So now that our leeks are starting to soften up a bit, we're gonna add our heavy cream. This part, we don't want our cream to brown, so we're gonna turn down the heat a little bit here and let them gently cook out the leeks. But I want these to be nice and tight. So I'll just put this off to the side. Yeah.
Throw it up.
Our leeks are nice and cooked, not a lot of color on them, and then the cream has thickened up.
Yeah, wonderful aroma too. I love that. Yeah.
So now we're gonna cook our pickerel. So a lot of people like to cook fish in a non-stick pan, but don't need it. You just need heat. If you get your pan hot enough, the fish isn't gonna stick to your pan.
Right.
So we're gonna let our pan get nice and hot.
For people who are maybe going to the fish market and looking for fresh pickerel, what are some of the things they should be looking for when buying fresh fish?
You're likely not gonna get a whole walleye at the store. It usually just comes in a fillet. So you're just kind of looking for that nice, white, translucent flesh. Okay, so our pan's getting hot now. And another thing I like to do always when cooking proteins is temper them. You don't want to be cooking them right out of the fridge. So just take it out like 20 minutes before you plan on cooking it. Get some salt on there, let it dry out a bit. So we're gonna put our fish in the pan, skin side down. Again, you're looking for that nice sizzling sound.
And I noticed we have the skin scored as well.
Yeah, and that will also help to prevent it from...
yeah, so just a small little knife slice through the top in a couple of different places will help.
Yeah, stop it from like getting super curled. Yeah, so basically what we're trying to achieve right now is get that skin super crispy, and we're gonna cook the fish most of the way through on this side. I find a lot of people overcook their fish, and that's when it gets really dry and it's not that nice.
Right, fish is delicate, so you want to just get it so you're losing that translucency a bit.
Yeah, where it's just like, and it's gonna just flake on you.
Yeah.
You start cooking it more than that, it's not gonna be good. So now I can see on the side of the fish here, I can see that the skin's starting to get like a nice golden color, which is what we're looking for.
Right.
So even if your fish is a little sticky at this point, butter is what's gonna help you get this fish off. Because what's it's gonna do is the butter and the waters in the pan don't wanna mix, so they're gonna start bubbling, and it's gonna help separate the fish from the pan if it is a little bit stuck. So we're just gonna take about a tablespoon of butter, throw it in that pan. You want that butter to be nice, bubbly, and foamy. If it starts smoking, it just means your pan's too hot, and to turn down your heat a bit. And if it's not really doing anything, it means your pan's too cold. Let the fish sit in there for a sec. Give it a flip.
Oh yeah, look at that color.
What we're gonna do, because the center of the fish still needs some color, we're just gonna baste it. Just let it. So, you're gonna check the temperature of the inside without prodding it with like a huge thermometer. So we're just gonna poke the skin, go through here on the flesh. What I'm looking for is no resistance and just warm on the inside. So you can put that on a sensitive part of your skin, either on your wrist or on your lip. Fish is warm, which means it's not overcooked. We're good to go. So now I guess we'll plate this up. So the first thing on the plate is gonna be our leeks here. So as they've sat a bit, the cream tightens up a bit, because you don't want the cream pooling all over the plate. You just want the leeks to be nicely coated in it. So we have our leeks nice in the center. We're gonna take our fish right in the middle of the plate there.
Wow, that skin looks really nice.
We're gonna give it some salt, Maldon. With my fish too, always a bit of lemon on there is nice. So
fresh lemon, yeah.
There we go. We got our Hasselbeck potatoes from earlier. Do a Hasselbeck potato. And then we just need our crispy leeks. And again, the crispy leeks are like a nice garnish for visual, but also adds a little bit of texture and flavor to the dish. And there you go.
Oh, that's wonderful.